Shalom again, brethren. This is the second part of the lesson studied, repairing the breach, the Shabbat. In the book of YaHuaH, also known as Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 12 to 13, it reads, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. If thou turn away thy foot from the Shabbat, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Shabbat a delight, the holy of YaHuaH, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words." Brethren, the breach that YaHuaH used Isaiah to address is the fact that during Isaiah's lifetime, the Shabbat was not being observed or even kept by many in Israel. The fourth commandment, the command to remember the Shabbat, to keep it holy, had been dishonored, and there was no delight in it by most of them who claimed to have known and loved YaHuaH. This is the day that YaHuaH has set apart for man to have fellowship with him, to commune with their Creator, and yet there was no delight in it by many in Israel. This breach was perpetrated by many in Israel, for even the prophet Amos testified when he said in Amos chapter 8, verses 4 to 6, "Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, to make the poor of the land to fail, saying, When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Shabbat, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small, and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit, that we may buy the poor for silver, and the needy for a pair of shoes, yea, and sell the refuse of the wheat." Now, today, many say that the Shabbat has been nailed to the cross. It is done away with, they say. This part of YaHuaH's divine law no longer has a place with YaHuaH's people, some say. But yet, YaHuaH, through his prophet YaShayahu, lets us know that the Shabbat will be kept in Yahushua's kingdom when we read Yeshayahu 66:23. "And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Shabbat to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, save YaHuaH." And again, before Yahushua returns, Yahushua himself tells us in Matthew chapter 24, verses 20 to 21, "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Shabbat day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor ever shall be." Brethren, we will be keeping the Shabbat before Yahushua returns, as many are doing this very moment. It is therefore fallacious to say that the Shabbat is no longer binding, that it has been done away with at Yahushua's death. or the cross or stake. To compound the error of Shabbat denial, the dragon, Satan, has used the beast, that is to say, the Roman Catholic papacy, to claim that they are the authority of scriptures. Thus, the reason for the papacy's claim of changing the Shabbat from Sunday to Saturday, as if Saturday was ever the Shabbat of scriptures in the first place. Because the prophet Daniel was obedient in writing down what the angel spoke to him, we can see from reading Daniel's chapter 7, verse 25, that this beast is spoken of when it says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time." Brethren, it is the adversary's purpose to counterfeit Yahuwah's word in an effort to lead as many astray as possible, so as to gain worship. He wants to take the worship away from YaHuaH. Again, in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 3 and verse 4, we read, "And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" The beast, the Roman Catholic, under the headship of the dragon Satan, has indeed deceived many. However, YaHuaH has always had a remnant through the ages to the very present who still loves him and does his will. That remnant are presently repairing the breach, by so doing exposing the deceptions of the adversary. They are also restoring the paths to walk in, and this is all being done before Yahushua returns. The blinders of this deception are being removed, so that those who would worship YaHuaH in truth and in spirit would grasp the beauty of his divine law, which in turn causes us to truly see the deception of the adversary for what it is. As we repair the breach and restore the paths to walk in, it is being discovered that the two most important names in the universe are also being restored to the minds of people who are committed to the kingdom of YaHuaH and Yahushua HaMashiach. Yashayahu, that is Isaiah chapter 35, verse 8 reads, "And an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. The fools shall not err therein." As usual, brethren, comments, critiques, and corrections are welcomed. Keep them clean, You may contact me via the YouTube comments or email or my WhatsApp. The information for contact will be posted in the description section of this video. Shalom.